Hey guys, in this video, we're going to teach you how to run comps using Propstream. Mike and I have been using Propstream for going on maybe 2 years at this point. I have MLS access and I just go to Propstream. It's just easier. It's got the same data and it's actually just kind of, more user-friendly. They have an app on your phone. My local MLS doesn't even have that. The coolest part, you can use this nationwide, guys. So let's jump in and give you guys a quick demo on how to run comps using Propstream. So here we are, we just logged in and here's our homepage. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna add in a property address. Mike, do you have one that you wanna use?
Yeah, 8503 Midland.
All right, so this is a property that we own. And here it is, 8503 Midland Boulevard, here in St. Louis, Missouri, 63114. So after you type in your address, let the system load and it's gonna pull up a map and yours is gonna be in the middle with the red dot. And you can zoom in here and you can see all the other properties are now highlighted. On the right side, you're gonna see information about the property, estimated value, the status, any liens that may be on the property, who owns it, and what is the occupancy status. Wow, it has all sorts of information in here just from the fly. At the bottom of the map, you're gonna get market statistics, right? This is more about the bigger picture of the zip code, not just the street here. So if you wanna see what's going on with the price per square foot or average days on market, look at this. Price per foot's going up, average days on market going down. Mike, I'm really glad that we bought this particular property,
man.
Right? Now, if we wanted to run comps on this property here in Propstream, there's a couple different ways that we can do it, right? We can see the nearby listings over here. I personally like to click on details, and this is gonna pull up a whole bunch of information about the property as well. You can see mortgage information, and if you click right down here in the middle, you can see comparables and nearby listings. And once this populates, there is an entire area here of data to help you understand comps and what they are and how they work. So, Mike, what are comps? How do they work?
Comps, again, easiest way to describe it would be a comparable property. So it's not a property. In this case, on the first page, we saw this was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, and we saw the square footage was, do you remember what it was? I think like 900 square foot.
It usually tells us right up here, 962.
962, so 1,000 square foot. A comp is going to be another property that's 3-bedroom, 1-bath, approximately 962 square feet in similar condition. And that, to me, is the most important part. When you're running comps to get started, you're going to look at those big features, that 3-bed, 1-bath, the square footage. When you want to narrow down to really drill into which properties are like this property or which ones are the best comps, you want to look at those pictures. And Propstream even gives you the ability to do that, which is so helpful. So, Dave, if you don't mind, when you click on the photos under the first one there, 2411, what is that, Ackerman Road? So we can see, these were the MLS photos that were posted. We can see the condition of the property, and that's so important when you're running the comp. So this one looks like it was rehabbed, good condition. So that'd be a great comp for our after repair value when it's all fixed up and ready to go.
So this system gives us public records, MLS records, and both. Okay, so if we click on the both here, you're gonna see that it is going to add in on this right side the MLS data on top of the public records, and they're in color coded, right? So you can see both of these, and you should see duplicates in here. That's on purpose. That's because MLS had that property record, and then it was actually updated with the public records. So, it's just verifying the data here, right? When I'm running my comps, I typically like MLS just because it eliminates all of the cluster. Next, it's about a date range and a square foot and a distance. Those three things matter, folks. Date, size, and distance. So when we're running our comps, we're typically going to have those comps go back at most a year. This one here is doing a year. If I wanted to shrink that down, I could click on my date range and I could actually move that up to 6 months if I wanted to, right? Again, the date is very important. Next is the square footage. Right? You don't want to be comparing a property that's 1,200 square foot to a property that's 3,400 square foot. Those properties are not likes, right? They're not comparables. Hence why we call it running comps. You want to find properties that are comparable to the property that you were looking at. That's subject property, okay? So you want to try to find properties that are similar in size. And what they've done here is they've basically given us a little buffer on each side. Our property is 962, and they've taken it to 1154 and 770. If there are a lot of comps, and in this case there are 12 here, I could move this up to say 850, and I can move this down to say 1100, and it's going to in real time change. Now I have 10 properties selected. So I've actually narrowed down my size even more, okay? Don't do it just at that square footage. Give yourself a little buffer, but you don't want to typically go over maybe 150 to 200 square foot in either direction, because again, you want to find the properties that are the most comparable. And then last but not least, of the main things is the distance. You can't comp a property that's 2.5 miles away because it's a different area altogether. It's a different neighborhood, could be a different county. It could be a different school district at that rate. Sometimes properties on one side of a highway are valued, higher or lower than the other side of the highway. So when you're running comps, you do want to look at hyper local, okay? In this case, we're running comps on 1/2 mile. If I wanted to go to 0.25 over here, I could. This is going to cut that in half, and now I have 3 comps based upon this property. Now, my criteria, again, a year. I've even shrunken my window, and I've even shrunken my distance. So if I wanted to get 3 really good comps, I could. And now when I look at my map, I see a neighborhood here, and all comps are basically in the same area. I don't have comps over on this side of the highway or way down here on the map. They're all very close, and they're also very recent, okay? So it would be a good idea to take a look at these numbers now. So Ackerman, we have a single family. That one sold for 140 grand. And then we have a couple that are a little lower. We have 246 Gilrose, an 8421 and they have a 61 and a 74. So just really quick, let's take a look a little deeper and find out why these properties are so different. So this is the one that we pulled up originally, and look how clean it is. Everything looks like it's been touched. You have newer surfaces. The paint's all been done. The floors look great, right? This is a updated full retail property, right? And it also sold for the most amount of money, okay? Also sold relatively quick, guys. See the days on market over here? Now you have these other 2, okay? Let's take a look at these. I'm under the impression that these properties probably need a little bit more work, right? They're not as updated. They don't look bad. It's clean, but it's definitely a rental grade. There's an older vanity here that I'm seeing. It's definitely not a property that was up to date, right? So when you're running your comps, you want to find properties that are the most alike. You also want to find properties that are very close in proximity and that have sold in a reasonable time frame. And that's it. That's how you run comps using Propstream.